idea that we lean to steer comes from the fact that when you lean right, you unconsciously pressure the right handlebar, and that countersteers the bike right. Vice versa for left turns. Lean steering is one of the myths of riding. Some believe body steering works because they can maneuver the bike with their hands off the bars. When we move our weight around on the bike, it actually creates a counter-steering action. Look at the pointer. Some riders are confused about how they steer a bike once they are in a turn. It's exactly the same. To tighten the turn, you press your inside bar. To widen your turn and bring the bike up, you press the outside bar. Counter-steering always works.
Countersteering is a piece of riding tech that will help you to improve your control in virtually every situation. Let's take a look at some other parts of riding.
You guys really do have the cutting edge of bike technology, don't you? But look at the size of that rear tire. Look at the size of those brakes. I'll bet you really can haul on them if you need to, huh? And the frame is stiff enough to handle all the braking power and the grip of the tires. So how many ponies does it have?
Well over 100. Mine's are on 150. They say it'll do 180.
It's impressive. Guess all that cutting edge stuff can make a difference.
Thanks, man.
But sometimes the cutting edge cuts the rider. What's needed is the riding technology to match the machine's technology. After over a century of development, motorcycles are truly precision cornering machines. But that doesn't eliminate rider error. What stops most riders from being able to use all of that potential?
Man, I was riding as hard as I could, and the guy just disappears.
Yeah, me too, man.
Hey, is there anything in that Twist 2 book he gave us about riding harder?
Here we go. To make real improvement, riders can expect to reach a high level of technical skill, but only if they ride at 75% of their limit. Everyone agrees that in some fashion, survival reactions...
Survival reaction? What's that? It's like fear?
Yeah. Survival reactions, or SRs, are the ever-present barrier to riders reaching their goals.
That's right. Every time I try to up the pace, I get myself into all sorts of problems. It's like I'm afraid to push my limits. But I'm not sure what I'm afraid of.
It's me too. It's definitely my personal limit. I describe it more like a mild panic.
Oh, let's ride.
Let's see if we can get out. Where's my key? Where's my key?
What do you mean?
I never took it out. It's not here.
Look in the bag.
It's an agreed upon fact. Our instinctive survival reactions, our SRs, ruin a rider's hopes of being confident and in control.
In riding, there are 8 distinct so-called survival reactions, or SRs, and we can see all of them in this one incident. Immediately, we see the rider trying to use body steering into the turn when he should have countersteered, so he starts out a little wide. If you'd known how to steer the bike, this whole thing could have been avoided. Let's get back and see what other errors were made. He gets on the gas to stabilise the bike, but chops it mid-turn. The bike stands up a bit, and that's SR number 1, chopping the gas from panic. Now he's counter-leaning against the angle of the bike. This increases bike lean angle, but doesn't tighten up the turn as he had hoped. This is another SR. Now the bike is unstable and running wide, so he tightens his grip on the bars. Our most common SR. None of this helped. He's running wide and panics. He's looking everywhere but where he should be. Around the turn. This is visual panic. He target locks on the very thing he doesn't want to hit. An SR? You bet. In a panic, we go where we look. He's steering directly towards the log where his attention is locked. SR number 6. With his attention tunnelling down, he cannot steer effectively and becomes frozen on the bars. Yes, SR number 7. He can't turn, so he jumps on the brakes. Our 8th SR. His lazy steering started the whole mess, but when he chopped the throttle off, it got worse. First, let's take a look at throttle control and how it works.
How'd you feel?
My bike felt terrible on those turns back there. How was yours?
Not too bad, but I didn't have as much grip as I'd like. The roads must have been really slippery.
I think I need to play around with the suspension a little bit. You know how to do that?
Yeah, but not enough. Hey, are there any suspension settings in that twist of the wrist 2 book that guy gave us?
Hold on. It says here that understanding the performance specifications of your bike is one step in reducing throttle control survival reactions that detract from your riding.